Yo, what's up? I just wanted to let you guys know about the Odious Kickstarter campaign. Odious is a new character that I've created and designed. If you've been a fan of my channel for a long time, you've probably seen this guy pop up in videos here and there, and I'm finally trying to make an action figure of it via Kickstarter, so be sure to go check that out. I'll leave a link in the description below. Thank you very much. I appreciate you taking the time to check it out. Now enjoy the video. Hey, what's up everybody? Welcome back to Unparalleled Universe for another action figure review, and today we're taking a look at the brand new Marvel Legends Avengers Beyond Earth's Mightiest Black Widow. And holy crap, I am so hyped up about this figure. I feel like we really don't have a good comic book Black Widow figure. Like, they've made a few throughout the years and things like that, but none of them have been really great. Once this was announced, I was like, that's it. That's the perfect Black Widow figure. I can't wait to get it in hand. And now that I have it in hand, I am just super excited. But let's go ahead and get right into it, starting off with the packaging. We do have the new windowless packaging. I know they're going away from this. I really can't wait till they do so that we are able to see the figures before we buy them. We do get a look at the figure right up front. Down here it does say Avengers Beyond Earth's Mightiest. On the side, we get a look at the figure once more. On the back, we get a look at Black Widow posed up along with all the accessories. That is so awesome, man. I love that she comes with so many accessories. On this side of the box, we get some really cool looking artwork. So yeah, the packaging is your standard new style Marvel Legends packaging and all that. Nothing really surprising, but it does give a good look at what we expect out of the packaging, you know? So yeah, man, this is awesome. But let's go ahead and open Black Widow up and take a look. Damn, all right. So here we have Black Widow right out of the box. And man, I've got to say, I think this figure came out freaking awesome. I had very high expectations for her, and she does not disappoint whatsoever. This thing came out freaking incredible. I love what we have going on here. For the most part, it does look like she has a lot of new pieces. The head, obviously, and then the torso, that's all new. The arms and the legs look like they're possibly reused from Shriek, but in any case, it all blends together very well, and the figure feels real new to me. They put it together in a way that feels very unique, and it doesn't feel like you're just buying something that has a bunch of reused parts. It all flows together very nicely. The torso does have some sculpted details for like the costume, you know, like there's some wrinkles and different things like that, the zipper. And it would be nice if the arms and legs had that as well. Unfortunately, they don't. They're a little smooth, but it's not jarring at all. Like the transition from the torso area to the limbs, it doesn't like break the illusion whatsoever, and it all just flows together very nicely and looks really good. She does have these bracelet things, you know, classic Black Widow stuff, and those are removable. And she does have a belt that is a floating piece. I might have to glue that down eventually, but it does look really good. And yeah, I've got to say, man, they did a great job with it. The head sculpts are amazing. There's 3 different head sculpts that we're going to look at, but damn, this is such a great figure. I'm a sucker for when Hasbro does a good job with female figures. Like, they're capable of killing it. And I feel like they haven't really put their all into a female Marvel Legends figure up until now. She's definitely going to be like one of the best female Marvel Legends figures ever. Probably the best, I would say. But damn, this thing is awesome. And Black Widow is considered like a deluxe kind of figure. That's why she has a higher price point. She costs $27.99, and I do think that's pretty expensive, but I'll say I think that Hasbro does a pretty good job of justifying the price point, not only with the quality of the figure, but with the amount of accessories that she comes with. She comes with 3 different head sculpts, and all 3 of the head sculpts are extremely well done. Check this out. This is a beautiful looking head sculpt. The eyes look good, the mouth looks good, the skin tone is nice. Everything about this looks amazing. Look at that, damn. The hair looks really good too. I do wish there was a bit of a wash in the hair to bring out some of the details, but aside from that, I don't have any complaints about the hair. I think it looks nice. But man, the face, man, these head sculpts have like some of the best sculpting work we've seen on a Marvel Legends figure as far as like the faces go. Look at that. That's incredible. She does have this lock of hair that, you know, it is soft, so you could kind of move it out of the way if you want to, like, you know, glue it up or something. Because that does look pretty damn awesome. And her face is kind of covered by that lock of hair, but it kind of adds some mystery to this head sculpt, you know? Might make it hard for her to shoot people, but she'll be all right. But yeah, look at this head sculpt. Straight up killed it. And then here we have the second head sculpt. And man, I would say that this one is just as good as the previous one. Look at the details on that. Everything looks really nice. This time around, she has longer hair. Again, some a bit of a wash in there would have been beneficial, but not a huge deal. That's a great looking head sculpt. And it is slightly different than the previous. It does look like the same person and everything, but this kind of looks like a little bit of an older version of Black Widow. Not like old, you know, but like just a little bit older than the previous. This kind of reminds me of the way she looks in like the Brubaker run of Captain America, where she was kind of in there quite a bit. And, you know, she's not like a young soldier or anything like that. This is like after she has some experience and she's a master at her craft, you know. But yeah, that's a great looking head sculpt. Really, really well done. And then for the final head sculpt, we have one that kind of has a more classic kind of vibe to it. This definitely looks like a 70s hairdo, I guess you could say. I don't know. I'm not an expert on female hairdos from the 70s, but this definitely feels like an older version of Black Widow. I mean, not in terms of like age of the character, but just like a more like earlier appearance in the comics, you know? She's got the big puffy hair, but the face sculpt, again, is just as nice as the other face sculpts. Look at that. I love that they're trying to give us different looks just with the head sculpts, you know? And her outfits have been pretty consistent throughout the years, so it feels pretty accurate no matter what you do. Like whatever head sculpt you have on her, it definitely represents that version of Black Widow throughout the whole figure. So yeah, I love that they gave her a classic head sculpt and head sculpts that represent the way she looks in more modern comics. But yeah, this is really good. Really good stuff. She also comes with 3 different sets of hands, including a pair of fists, a set of open hands, and then a set of gun gripping hands. And speaking of trigger fingers, she does come with 2 different guns. Here's the first one here. As you can see, it does have a silencer. I think that is pretty awesome. And then she has a gun that does not have the silencer. And both of these guns do look really good, although they do seem a little small. I think they work good for Black Widow, but if you try to use them with any other character, they might look a little small. And then she does come with some effects for the guns. As you can see here, we have like a muzzle flare kind of thing. And then over here we have like a smoke coming from the barrel. And she comes with 2 of each of these, and obviously you could switch them between the 2 guns. But these are really cool effects. We have seen them before, but I do appreciate that they threw them in with her. It looks really cool on the silencer, huh? This smoke, I don't know. Yeah, the smoke, the gun smoke. It looks really good. And then she does come with 3 different sets of these bracelet things, the iconic Black Widow bracelets, the Widow Sting and all that. These ones here don't really have too much going on. They're just the standard bracelets. They are a separate piece, so they are removable. But yeah, they do look good. And then she does have a set that have like the Widow Sting blast effects. I think that's what she calls her attack with these. Is that right? I don't know. I could be wrong. But these do look really good. They are pretty soft plastic, so for some reason they were warped, which is weird because it's not like they were sitting in a tray or anything. They just kind of came out of the box warped. But I do think it's a really cool thing to include. I just need to find a way to straighten these out. And then for the final set, we have a pair of bracelets that have the smoke coming out. Look at that. Looks like she just let off a bunch of rounds. That is freaking cool right there. So you like any type of situation that you need Black Widow in, you could do it. You could do like in the middle of a fight, before a fight, after a fight. The bracelets and the gun effects give you a lot of different options for all those types of situations. So man, that is cool. It's so nice that they included all these different things. Even though like some of them aren't new, we have seen some of these things with Black Widow figures. It's cool just to get them all in one, you know, have the whole package in this awesome set. But yeah, these look really good. So honestly, I think that for the price, she comes with a lot of good stuff. And this is the type of thing that we want to see with Marvel Legends. If you're going to increase the price, which is understandable, make sure that it's worth it by giving us a good figure packed with a bunch of great accessories. And I think that's what they did with Black Widow. So now for some size comparisons, we're going to start it off with Black Widow alongside some other Hasbro female figures that as a Marvel fan kind of had me jealous. On the left, we have the Fortnite Skye, and on the right, we have the G.I. Joe classified Lady J. And both of those figures are really well done. They both have a lot of things that we wanted to see on Hasbro Marvel Legends figures that for whatever reason, they just never really did it until now with this Black Widow. This figure over here, this Fortnite Skye, I love this thing. I don't know anything about the character. I think she has a cool design, but the figure is just amazing. And you could get, this is the Ghost version, but you could get like the standard version right now on GameStop for like 11 bucks. It's such a steal. She's really cheap on Amazon too. I highly recommend you pick up this figure. Even if you don't know anything about Fortnite, it's just an awesome figure. But yeah, she had me jealous as like a Marvel fan. I was like, damn, I want a Marvel character as good as this. And now I feel like we really have one. This Black Widow is right up there with some of the best female figures that we've seen from Hasbro. And then next up, we have her alongside some of my favorite female Marvel Legends figures. On the left, we have Quake, and on the right, we have the Psylocke from the X-Men 3-pack. And then next up, we have her alongside some of her Avengers teammates. On the left, we have Mockingbird, and on the right, we have Tigra. And I love this Tigra figure, but the orange on there is pretty damn crazy. I would love to see them re-release her with the orange toned down and not in a box set full of other characters, or other figures rather, that I really don't want. And then here we have her alongside some more of her fellow Avengers. On the left we have the Marvel Legends Wonder Man, and on the right we have the Marvel Legends Extremis Armor Iron Man. And I just love this right here. Definitely gives strong Avengers vibes, and I can't wait to have my Black Widow along with the rest of my Avengers on my shelf. She's like the missing piece, you know, so this looks great. And then next up, we have her alongside my custom Marvel Legends style Winter Soldier. He was made using one of the Valaverse Action Force figures. And I really wish that Hasbro would revisit Winter Soldier, because I really wasn't a big fan of any of the Winter Soldier figures they gave us. On the opposite side, we have the Marvel Legends 20th Anniversary Captain America with the custom head sculpt from Casting Cave. That looks awesome. And I just love the way these three look together. Definitely gives those Ed Brubaker vibes, you know what I mean? And then here we have Black Widow alongside the Marvel Legends First Appearance Iron Man by Hasbro. On the opposite side, we have the Mafex Classic Comic Book Spider-Man. And this Black Widow and this Iron Man are by far the best Marvel Legends to come out this year, in my opinion. We'll see if something can overthrow these two figures, but as of right now, these two are definitely sitting at the top. I absolutely love them. And then here we have her alongside the Marvel Legends 3-pack Daredevil, and then the previous Marvel Legends Deluxe Black Widow. I think this is a pretty cool figure, but she is on an older female body and all that kind of stuff. But I would love to see them do this design with this love and care that we've seen on this new Black Widow. You know, do everything they did on this one with this design, and it would be another freaking banger. I would love that. I've always been a big fan of this gray design. I think it looks awesome along with Daredevil, so I would really like to see Hasbro give us this version of Black Widow with this type of articulation setup and attention to detail and accessories and all that good stuff. And then of course, here we have Black Widow alongside the Marvel Legends Bucky Cap and the Marvel Legends Pizza Spider-Man. And man, now that I have this Black Widow, I'm even more hyped up about the updated Bucky Cap figure. They're gonna look amazing together. I think she looks awesome next to this one, but having that new one, geez, they're gonna look freaking incredible. I cannot wait for that figure. I was already hyped up about it, but now because of how much I like this Black Widow, I'm even more excited about it. But yeah, man, really cool to see them update Bucky Cap. Even though I still love this figure, I think it does the job really well. That new one does look a lot better, and it's gonna look awesome with Black Widow. Over the last couple of years, I feel like Hasbro, they've been slowly increasing the amount of articulation that they give their female Marvel figures. But I always feel like there's something missing, you know? But with Black Widow, she's pretty much the pinnacle of what they've been doing, you know? Like all the little, improvements that they've made over the years and more are included on this figure. There's some points of articulation that we've been asking for like years, it seems like. She has it, and I'm just happy that they finally incorporated all that good stuff on a character that's as important as Black Widow. So they really went all out on the articulation, and I'm just really enjoying playing around with this figure. She has a high fun factor, lots of articulation, and she's just fun to play with, you know? And I can't really say that about a whole lot of female Marvel Legends figures. But let's go ahead and see what we have going on, starting off at the head. So she does have a ball hinge at the head. And obviously it is going to be a little restricted because of the hair and the collar. And I'm using the head that has the short hair. If you use any of the other heads that have the longer hair, it's going to be even more restricted. But as it is right now, she's able to look down to about right there, which is pretty good. And then she could look up to about right there. And as you can see, the hair kind of collides with the collar, and it's a little limited, you know. But looking down is pretty good. So I like that. And then she's able to look side to side. And there's a little bit of tilt, but not a whole lot. So decent movement at the head, especially considering the hair and the collar. And then for the torso, that's what I'm really excited about, because finally we have a female Marvel Legends figure with the double torso joint setup. She has a diaphragm cut and then an ab crunch. And using both of those, she could go forward to right there, which is awesome. And then she could go back to about right there. And then she can swivel on that diaphragm cut, and then we get a little bit of side-to-side action. And I just really like the diaphragm cut working together with that ab crunch. It allows a lot of movement and some pretty dynamic posing, you know? So good stuff there. I'm happy to finally see that. And then she does have butterfly joints, which is another thing we don't really see on a lot of female Marvel Legends figures. So I'm really happy that she has that. But, you know, it does have the same problem that we've seen on a lot of butterfly joints from Marvel Legends lately, where it's just like, it's a little limited, you know? It looks like it should move more, but it's kind of restricted because of whatever they did on the inside. You could probably pop the arm out and clip the peg or do whatever. There's all kinds of methods to increase that articulation. A lot of people were doing it on the Vulcan body, and she seems to have the same issue. But for me, I think it goes back enough. I don't feel the need to modify it. But it does look like if you're willing to put a little bit of work into it, you could get a little bit more range out of the butterfly joint. But I think I'm going to leave it. And then going forward, I think the arms go forward a really good amount. I love the way they cut the shoulder joint here, because they left a pretty nice, they left a lot of room right here so you could get the arms in front a really good amount in case she needs to hold her gun with two hands or choke someone out or something like that. She's able to do that without any problem at all. So that's always nice to see. So really good movement at the arms there. And then she does have ball joints at the shoulders, so her arms could go all the way around. And then you could bring her arms up to the side to about right there, which is pretty damn good. Boom. And then she does have upper bicep swivel. She has double jointed elbows. Boom. They get a really nice bend. Look at that. Awesome stuff. And then at the wrist, she has a swivel and a hinge. And most of the hands have your standard in and out hinge, but the trigger fingers have the vertical hinge. And then for the legs, I was really impressed with what we have going on here, because she doesn't have drop down hips, but her legs are able to go forward a really nice amount. And when you crunch her forward, check that out. That is awesome right there. You could really get her into a nice crouching position without those drop down hips. Look at that. That definitely is freaking awesome. Look at that. Boom. In case you need to get her to like creep around or kind of like post up and wait to assassinate someone or some crazy shit, she could hide in the shadows, crouching down, doing her thing. Look at that. I don't think any Hasbro Marvel Legends figure is capable of this type of setup. They really need to make all the Spider-Woman type of figures with this articulation setup, because you could definitely get her into like some web swinging poses and all that kind of stuff. So really good stuff at the hips here, even without the drop down feature. And then she could kick to the side to about right there. I do wish that she was able to get a little bit more side kick, but you know, still pretty decent. She does have upper thigh swivel, double jointed knees, no lower leg swivel, but her foot could go forward to right there and then come up to right there. And then she does have rocking ankles. So yeah, man, like I said, she has some really great articulation, probably the most articulated female Marvel Legends figure that we've seen. Or I mean, maybe there's something that has more articulation out there and I'm just forgetting, but yeah, I mean, to me, it seems like she may be the most articulated female Marvel Legends figure we've ever seen. They absolutely killed it. Definitely one of the funnest female figures that I've ever played with when it comes to Marvel Legends. You know, there's a couple of Fortnite female figures that I absolutely love. I have zero connection to the characters, but just because the figures are really posable, I just have a lot of fun with them. And Black Widow is now in that stratosphere as far as fun factor, but I love the characters. So it's, you know, it's double the enjoyment for me. But man, they absolutely killed it with the articulation, and I'm just so happy with the fun factor on this figure. Alrighty, so overall, at the end of the day, when the smoke clears, the dust settles, and it's all said and done, given my excitement level throughout this entire review, this may shock you, but I absolutely love this figure. Hasbro completely destroyed it, and in my mind, this may be the end-all, be-all comic book Black Widow. I don't think I need another company to try to give us this version of Widow. I don't think I need Hasbro to ever try it again. I think they pretty much gave us everything that we would want out of this comic book classic Black Widow. I would love to see them try to do different outfits and give them the same treatment they gave this figure, because they would just kill it every single time. This figure gives us so much good stuff. Increased articulation, a lot of really great accessories. I like all the different effects for the weapons. More guns would have been cool, but I'm happy with the 2 that she came with. And I freaking love the head sculpts. All 3 of them are just so well done. Some of the best head sculpts that we've seen from Marvel Legends. And then for the articulation, it's so good to see this level of articulation on a female Marvel Legends figure. I feel like we've been asking for this type of thing for so long, and it's so dope that Hasbro finally did it on a character that's as big and as popular as Black Widow. They really did pretty much everything that we want with this figure. And this figure gives me what I want to see out of Marvel Legends in more ways than one. Not only in regards to the articulation setup for like female figures, but also from like a value standpoint. Like in recent years, the price for Marvel Legends has been increasing and going up and just getting more and more expensive. And a lot of times it doesn't necessarily feel worth it, but in the case of Black Widow, it completely feels worth it. Like I said, it's $27.99, but it gives us so much good stuff, and it gives us like a definitive version of a classic comic book character. I'm down to pay more for something like that, you know? If they give me a version of the character that I'm really happy with, that comes with enough articulation to make it feel like the value is there, then I could understand the price increases, you know? But to see the price increases on some of the other things that we've seen, it's very unsatisfying, to say the least. But when it comes to Black Widow, I think that they just killed it. They killed it in every regard. The figure's amazing, the value's there, and again, it just gives us a definitive version of a classic comic book character that we need on our shelves, and I'm just completely freaking happy with how this whole thing turned out. So hats off to Hasbro for killing it on this figure. I really hope to see this level of love put into like most of the figures going forward. I know that they can't do it every time, but just as often as possible, put as much love and energy into your figures as you did with Black Widow, and you guys would straight be killing it, you know? So after spending several hours with this figure and kind of calming down from the excitement, I finally found a flaw. And it's really just a, you know, like a QC issue, not necessarily like a design flaw or anything. But as you could see, the hourglass logo on her belt is not very well done. So that is definitely one thing that I hope is just unique to mine. I have seen a couple other people showing this figure on Instagram, and theirs looked okay. You know, this is a big part of the reason why the windowless packaging is trash, because you can't see things like this, you know. But it is what it is. That's one flaw in an otherwise almost perfect figure. And hopefully this is just a unique circumstance that's, you know, very specific to my individual figure. But man, I'm so happy with this figure. I'm pretty damn exhausted, like screaming throughout this review, raving about how awesome this thing is. And you know, it's good stuff. It feels good to be excited about Marvel Legends. I want to be excited about Marvel Legends with every single release. So yeah, this Black Widow definitely made me a happy Marvel Legends collector. And with that, I think that's it. Thank you so much for watching. Please be sure to like, comment, subscribe, and all that good stuff. Also, be sure to hit the bell notification so you know every time that I go live. Thank you very much.